ShartimusPrime, ShartimusPrime. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it. Taking bad hits, taking back hits. Subscribe for more things. Oh, hey, what's up, you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Marvel Legends series review on the Marvel Studios' The First 10 Years action figures from Hasbro. If you're trying to pick up this series, you can do so at
Big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
Now, not all of these figures are available through Big Bad Toy Store. Some of them are exclusives, and some of them are available through retail. I had a lot of help getting all of these, so I want to give a shout out again to Xmanny87 for keeping me posted. And these are all of them. There are 12 different purchases that you would have to make to pick up all of these figures. And I do think that for the most part, this whole series does look cool. There's a ton of repaints going on over here, so there's a lot of reasons why people wouldn't want to pick up one particular set or figure over another. I could totally understand that, but seeing them all set up like this, it just looks really cool to me, and I'm happy that I have them all. I like the movie figures. Some people don't like to collect movie figures. I like the movie figures. I did rank all of these, so I do want to go through all of that, and at the end of the video, I'll show off the Build-A-Picture. So let's start with the bottom of the list. So at number 12, I'm giving it to the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Red Skull. Now, one thing you guys should know is that I don't regret buying any of these figures at all, and I really did like making the purchase mostly for having the 1/1 scale Tesseract right here. So that's another reason why I put this at the bottom of the list, but I do prefer having this as my Red Skull in my collection. I love that he has the trench coat and everything. It's just that if you really wanted an MCU Red Skull, you'll be perfectly happy with the Hydra soldier that comes with the Red Skull head right there. So you don't have to get this figure, you know, you can easily pass on it and still be very happy with that Red Skull right there. That's why this one's at the very bottom at number 12. Another thing about that SDCC Red Skull is that the packaging doesn't help make the Build-A-Picture, and neither really does this one right here. Well, it does also. You can use the packaging from this for the Build-A-Picture, but you don't have to have it to complete the Build-A-Picture. Both the Red Skull and the Ultron are at the bottom of the list because they're not really giving us new characters. I mean, even within the same series, we got another Red Skull. Just to take another look at the original Build-A-Figure Ultron, there you go. You can see the two of them. I do still like the bright silver paint apps on this figure, but overall I'm still liking this version right here more so. Yeah, it's not as much of an upgrade as I guess it could have been, but we do get the boost in articulation that really makes me happy with this piece. By the way, the DC Collectibles Expression Pack stands, I think that's my new favorite display stand. And at number 10, we have the Lady Sif and Thor 2-pack. Thor the Dark World arguably being the worst MCU film out there. When I say that, because I've said that about other MCU films, I am saying arguably because just generally speaking, a lot of fans will put this at the bottom of the list. Some people put Iron Man 3 at the very bottom of the list. You know, it's arguable, dude. So anyway, these figures right here are not awful or anything. I'm happy to have a brand new character in my MCU collection, so that's definitely why this 2-pack set goes above the Red Skull and the Ultron. The Thor figure, I had wanted a version of Thor like this for a long time, but now that it's finally here and it's just been so long, I'm kind of over it. So this guy kind of just went straight to the bin. But the Sif right over here, I have some QC problems with her arm popping off, so that really bothers me a lot. Could have gone a little bit higher up the list if it wasn't for that, maybe, possibly, but you know, I'm happy to have the new character, just not a very exciting 2-pack set. And at the number 9 spot, I'm giving it to the Tony Stark and Mark 1 2-pack set. Now keep in mind, this list is totally subjective. This is just my list of ranking this Marvel Studios Top 10 Years series. So I'm kind of going against my own logic here, talking about how, you know, how the Ultron and the Red Skull were at the bottom of the list for not giving us new characters. But I'm so happy to have this new Mark 1 Iron Man right here. I had to throw it up higher on the list. I'm really stoked about this. It just looks amazing. I've been wanting a repaint of that figure for quite some time, as you can see right here. So yeah, if you hold out long enough, I'll get really excited. Especially, I think they really delivered too. So I'm really happy with that Mark 1. You know, this one didn't look awful either, but yeah, I just love this Mark 1 figure right here. And I like the new Tony Stark painted head. You know, it's the same sculpt, but we get some new paints, and it looks pretty good. And I always like getting a new suited body. And next on the list at number 8 is the Age of Ultron Hulkbuster and Hulk 2-pack. Out of all of the figures from this whole series, this purchase right here was the most that got me closest to the feeling of, oh, you're a sucker. You're a sucker for buying this. You already have these figures. You're buying them again. You're a sucker, dude. And I don't totally feel like a sucker because I'm happy with them. Again, I don't regret making the purchases, but this is about $70 for this 2-pack set for 2 figures that I already have. So no new characters over here, but we get a new head sculpt for the Hulk, which I really like. We get really cool new paint apps for both figures. So that's what I knew what was going to happen going in. I'm pleased with what I'm looking at. So it's not like I feel like I got shafted or any way, or I was betrayed or fooled or tricked. I knew what I was doing, and who knows, maybe if I didn't have a gig reviewing action figures, I may have not have made this purchase, but I do like them. So it could have been a regretful purchase at the moment, but after having them, I like them. So while I still do like them, it's not a totally necessary purchase, so I put them all the way down at number 8. But I still think they look really cool, don't they? Don't they? Another thing worth mentioning is that if you do have the Ultron figure from first 10 years, you don't need the packaging for these two. So that's another reason why this is a little bit lower on the list. And at number 7, I am giving it to the Ant-Man and Yellow Jacket 2-pack. Now the Ant-Man figure, this is a repaint, or just the same exact thing that we'd seen before, but we get a new helmeted head sculpt and a new Paul Rudd head sculpt. Now even though that Paul Rudd head sculpt isn't as impressive as the smirking one, I still like it, and I do love this new helmet right here for this figure. So I really do like this, but I am mostly impressed with the Yellow Jacket. I mean, the Yellow Jacket is pretty freaking awesome, man. I really like the articulation, the sculpted detail. We get some nice shiny paint apps on there. I mean, this is a really cool piece. And at number 6, I am giving it to the Iron Man 3-pack with the Mark 22 Pepper Patas and the Mandarin or Trevor. This is a set that I've been wanting for a long time. I just recently reviewed this. This is the last set that I had reviewed, and I like it, but at the same time, I'm just disappointed in the Pepper Potts right arm right there. I was looking forward to that, and it's just, that's such a bummer. That's really the only reason why this gets bumped down the list. Also, Trevor doesn't come with a gun or any accessories, you know, so that would have been kind of nice, but I still really like this 3-pack set. Like I said, I like all these figures from this series, but yeah, this one just got bumped down a little bit, and I gotta say, I love those Pepper Patas. Thank you, Hasbro, so much. You call me boy. I had to put Ronin in the top 5. I love Ronin. I love the Guardians of the Galaxy, man. Even ask Bugnice 10. Long before the movie came out, Bugnice 10 and I were talking about the Dan Abnett stories and stuff, Annihilation and all that. So I've really been into these more celestial type characters, or the cosmic characters, and Ronin being one of them. Also, with the new Captain Marvel coming out, he's supposed to be in that movie, so you get that dual usage of having this figure in, you know, both displays, or you could pick up a second one. I'm fairly certain I saw an image of him looking very different from how we see him right here. But anyway, I do like the figure a lot. I think it looks very cool. It does have problems, or else it would have been higher up on the list. You know, again, this whole thing is whack. I'm not a big fan of that, you know. You guys could have thought of something else. But I was able to get some really good photos of this figure regardless. So yeah, it's still at number 5. Really like this figure. The details throughout are just amazing. And at number 4, we have the Hydra Soldier / Red Skull figure, and I have 4 of them. That's kind of funny. It's number 4, and I have 4 of them. But hey, man, you don't need that SDCC exclusive. Look how cool that Red Skull looks on his own like that, especially because in that final scene in the Captain America first Avenger movie, you know, he's fighting Cap in that attire, so that's really cool. And the fact that we get 4 different head sculpts with this figure is just awesome. You can see I have all 4 right over here on each figure, and then you could take off the harness, you could put the harness on, it comes with an interchangeable hand. I like how the Hydra guns look. I wish it came with more weapons, but we get all these head sculpts over here. I'm just really happy with it. I had a lot of fun taking pictures of this figure, you know, or these figures anyway, fighting Captain America. I just think it's a really fun figure to have. Just made me very, very, very happy, so I had to put it in the top 5. And there's one other person you pissed off. His name is Phil. I love the Mark 7. The Mark 7 is one of my favorite armors to this day, and we finally got one in action figure form, and it's not all petite or anything. It's in scale with our current MCU figures. I am so pleased with this piece. Now, I do have one gripe with it, and that's the feet came out kind of weird, but that's just by design. People, reminded me that the Hot Toys figure has feet like that, so if you tried swapping the feet, I guess it doesn't work out. I didn't. People let me know that, yeah, you can't really swap the feet over there, but aside from that, this piece is just awesome. I love this figure. I had to return one of these and replace it because they did give me one with crappy paint apps, but that was the only serious bummer I had with the figure. This is just an awesome piece. One reason why this figure really, or this armor really stands out to me, it's the first armor Iron Man uses where he doesn't need to use his hands in order for him to fly, and I love that, so you could lift these up right over here and utilize that. People have given me tips about, taking these accessories and putting them in here and everything, so, I'll mess around with it. I haven't figured out exactly where I'm going to put this on display, but I absolutely love this figure. And at number 2, I'm giving it to the Captain America and Crossbones 2-pack. I am so happy to finally have a Captain America head sculpt that at least resembles Chris Evans a little bit, and this came with 2 head sculpts. I really like the helmeted head sculpt right here, so much to the point where I did actually put it as a centerpiece in my MCU display, so I love this figure. We're seeing the same body mold, but man, we have seen so many MCU Captain America figures with that off head sculpt, and this one definitely looks a lot more like Chris Evans. I know my lighting is kind of bright right now, but yeah, I just want to show off that difference right over there. It makes me very happy. I don't really mind that they used the same body mold again, that doesn't bother me too much. Plus, we also get the maskless version, which I really liked. Again, watch the review if you want to check these out in more detail, and the Crossbones is amazing. I love the Crossbones. My only gripe with it is that he's a little on the short side, this cap is even a little on the short side, I think, but this guy's even shorter, but the details involved in this figure right here, and he comes with these gauntlet glove thingies and the interchangeable head. I think that is great. I really love both of these figures. Very, very happy with them. I hate that we don't have a removable gun here, though. That still pisses me off, but still, yeah, I had to put these 2 at number 2. Number 1, yeah, you guessed it. Yeah, it's the Avengers Infinity War 3-pack of Thanos, Iron Man, and Doctor Strange. And I think towards the beginning of the review, I said something about not liking repaints. When, whoa, at my number 1 spot, all 3 of these are more or less repaints. But they are quite different. We have newly sculpted heads for Thanos, that new open hand with Thanos, and just a really good paint job overall. The Doctor Strange, I'm very excited for again. I love that head sculpt, so I'm really happy with that. The Iron Man is a bit lackluster, but Hasbro's trying out something new with this light up feature, so at least there's that, and plus he comes with interchangeable accessories. So this set I love. I had so much fun taking pictures of it. I was really considering buying an SH Figuarts Doctor Strange figure, and I have just totally rejected that idea now that I have this one. This is my favorite MCU Doctor Strange figure by far, and I have the Figuarts Thanos, and I'm thinking I like this one more than that figure. I don't know, maybe I should do a comparison video between the two. I don't know, let me know if you want to see a video like that in the comment section below. But yeah, man, this is totally subjective once again. This is my favorite of all of the sets from the first 10 years series. So now that we've looked at all the figures, I want to take a look at the build-up picture. We have this big old empty space right here, so we could start with number 1, which is the Tony Stark and Mark 1 Iron Man figure set, and number 2 is the Hydra / Red Skull single pack, and number 3 we are getting the Avengers Mark 7 Iron Man, and number 4 we have the Iron Man 3-pack. This is looking pretty sweet. And then at number 5 we have the Thor the Dark World 2-pack set, and at number 6 we have the Guardians of the Galaxy Ronin. I'm going to scooch this just a little bit more of that away. And then we have this huge packaging right over here for the Hulkbuster and Hulk from the Avengers Age of Ultron. And that is the biggest box. I got to scoot all these a little bit more forward now. And then we have the number 8 set of the Yellow Jacket and AntMan. And then we have the number 9 set of the Captain America Civil War Crossbones, and Captain America. And at last, number 10, we have the Infinity War, Thanos, Doctor Strange, and Iron Man 3-pack. And that is our Build-A-Picture, looking pretty sweet. I like it. It looks pretty awesome, man. Now, I did measure this out going across. It's 26.5 inches, and this measures 11 inches tall. The tallest one, you know, of course, being the Hulkbuster, and Hulk is 16 inches deep. You can just see how this looks from above right here, how much space this takes. So yeah, it's gonna take quite a bit of space, man. You know, that's a lot of packaging. But as I mentioned earlier, you can make it a bit smaller by replacing the Hulkbuster and Hulk with the Ultron figure, and that fits in nicely and makes this whole thing a lot more compact. And I don't know, just overall, it looks a little better. And if you wanted to scooch in the SDCC Red Skull packaging, you can see how that fits in right there, and it doesn't really fit in at all. It's just that keypad. On the other side, it says 0, which is the same as all the other ones. They have the numbers on the other side. You could try, I guess, using this side right here, but that's not going to make it match any better. So yeah, this you just really can't use at all for the Build-A-Picture. And while we have this all set up here, why not get a closer look at the Build-A-Picture, right? I think that's pretty cool, man. Pleased with that. I like seeing all the movie titles at the bottom right there. Nice concept art, like that Iron Man versus Thor image. Really cool looking stuff. Just seeing the growth and the evolution of the MCU throughout over the years is just pretty awesome. I like that image of Falcon and Captain America, seeing Thanos at the very end over there. That is pretty sweet. Yeah, I'm really liking this build-in image, man. That is cool. Now, to be honest with you guys, I'm probably going to keep this displayed as you're seeing it right here. I do like how it looks. It makes it more concise. To give you the measurements now, we have 25.5 inches across, so it did take down an inch from having that Hulkbuster 2-pack. And as far as the height goes, it's down to 9 inches instead of 11 inches, and it's only 14 inches deep as opposed to 16 inches deep. So this is a lot easier to work with. But now I don't know what I'm going to do with that Hulkbuster packaging. Should I keep it? I don't know. Should I throw it away? But I think this looks really cool, and I really like having all these first 10 years figures. Again, I don't have any regrets with any of these purchases. I'm very happy to have them. I do wish the SDCC exclusive had some kind of image that would fit in with the rest of this, but it's okay. I'm happy with how this looks right over here. I also wanted to mention that Hasbro actually gave me this build-in image right over here at San Diego Comic-Con. I think this was from the press event, so I've already had this image, you know, in paper form, but now I have a much larger version with all the packaging over here, and I think this is pretty awesome. So I want to know what you guys think. Please give me your top 5. I know, you know, there's 12 of them, but I'm curious to know what your top 5 are. So leave a comment down below letting me know what you think of the first 10 years overall and what your top 5 figures from this series is.
I love it!
I hope you guys liked this video. I really enjoyed making it, so please hit that like button. Leave a comment down below, as I asked several times already, and please hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And if you want to stay in touch with me, you can follow me on the Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch. Links to everything in the description below. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace! Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't. Your face.